Hi guys, as most of you know, if you're a regular subscriber to my channel or to any of Victoria's Facebook pages, or the CBV pages, then you know that she came out with 10 cents, 10 new cents is what I meant to say, for November. They're actually already on the website, ready to be ordered. Don't forget your 10% off code. And she sent out those 10 new cents to 5 reviewers last week so that we could all give you our impressions of these new scents cold. I've only seen 2 reviews so far, mine and Jenny's, and I know that people get busy, so I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes by now doing a warm melt review before the other cold melt reviews are up, because she did give them until November 1st to get those done. So, even though I've only had these a little over a week, I obviously had to double up on some of them, which means I melted, one in the morning and one in the evening, so I could get all 10 of them reviewed for you today, and they are all fantastic. I said that when I smelled them cold, they were all equally fantastic warm, although my Kringle scent shot, the half that I have left, seems to have disappeared. I know it's here somewhere. It's either ended up in a box of stuff that I've already melted, or Emma decided to wander off with it somewhere. So Kringle was bakery scent, or is a bakery scent, and is cookie and caramel. Now, normally caramel used to be a very hard scent for my nose to detect, but it was the strongest note in that scent shot, both cold and warm. It was stronger, actually. The caramel was actually stronger than the cookie, which surprised me. And basically, if you can imagine a Twix candy bar without the chocolate, that's what Kringle smelled like. And it had an excellent throw. So for you bakery lovers, you definitely are going to want to give that one a try. Now today I have in the warmer Oh Holy Night. Now Ashton was able to smell this one before she left for work, and she loved it as much as I do. A lot of these scents just scream Christmas to me, which is a very, very good thing. And when I say scream Christmas, I mean traditional Christmas like we all experienced, when we were kids. The candy canes, the pine, the cinnamon, all of that. Most of these contain a mix of those various components, so they are very, very much memory-inducing, at least to me. They just scream old-fashioned Christmas. So Oh Holy Night is one of those. I do have this description list here that Victoria sent to all of us, because a lot of these do have very similar components, and I don't want to tell you the wrong scent in the wrong scent shot. So I am going to read from this list again. Oh Holy Night is frankincense, cedar, sugared spruce, pine, and sweet cinnamon. And this is probably one of my favorite Christmas scents out of all of these, or just a favorite scent in general. Growing up, as you've all heard me say before, in the Northwoods, where I'm surrounded by pine trees, and we experience a lot more cold weather than we do warm weather, this is just a really, really comforting scent to me. I immediately smell sugared spruce, but following right after that, I get the cinnamon, the cedar, which I didn't smell the cedar a lot when it was cold. I did smell it more when it started to melt, and I do get the pine out of this. Now, sugared spruce is very sweet. Pine to me is a sharper scent. It's like when you cut down, if you've ever cut down your own Christmas trees, fresh from the tree lot, or broken a bough off of a tree made to make wreaths, or whatever, gotten pitch on your hands. That's what I mean by a sharper pine. It's distinctly more realistic to me than the sugared spruce is. But either way, this is incredible. This is one I would definitely order again. It's just Christmas. That says Christmas. Another that says Christmas, and where is it? Well, there are several, so I'm just going to grab. Christmas Cranberry Cider? Oh my God. Christmas Cranberry Cider is a combination of spiced and apple mulled cider, middle notes of sweet apple and cranberries, and a bottom note of juicy strawberry. Now, when I first got this and opened it, strawberry was immediately the first thing I smelled. That's no longer true. Now I'm smelling more of the cranberry, and I smelled a lot more of the cranberry once it went in the warmer. But if you're familiar at all with any of Victoria's cider scents, this is going to be another one that you are absolutely going to love. It's not overly tart from the cranberry. This strawberry in there does sweeten it up. So this was another excellent scent. Santa Baby. Now I thought this was going to be my favorite scent when I first opened the box. I even said I think this is my favorite out of the order. And I do still like it, but there are a couple others that kind of came to the forefront, and I'll get to those a little later on in the review, obviously. Santa Baby is top notes of baked apples with a cinnamon sugar strudel, middle notes of sweet cranberry relish, followed by a hint of piney spruce. Now, I smell more of the cranberry relish when I first smell this than I do the cinnamon or the pine. Once it went in the warmer, they all intermingled equally, and it was wonderful. Christmas Memories is one of my favorite scents from Victoria. This is similar to that, but with a hint of spice, where Christmas Memories doesn't have the spice. So this was another that I really enjoyed and will definitely order again. Santa's Whiskers is a combination of vanilla, caramel, and cream, middle note of buttery sugar cookie, followed by a hint of sweet cinnamon. Now, of the bakery scents that came out this month, this one is my favorite. You can immediately smell the sugar cookie, which if you're familiar with Victoria's sugar cookie scent, you know has some cinnamon in it. And this has a bit more cinnamon than her sugar cookie scent does. And that really became evident once it went in the warmer. This was just fantastic. So, and this is one that I think could be melted at any time of the year. At least in my house it could be, because we all love the smell of cinnamon. Christmas Spruce. Now this was one of my favorites out of this order. Out of the 10. This is so incredibly good. This really surprised me. Christmas Spruce is a combination of sugared spruce, orange, and cinnamon. Now, I like sugared spruce on its own, but I really like the added twist that you get from the orange and the cinnamon in here. I don't know why I'm so surprised, or was so surprised by this, because I love the smell of cinnamon, which I've said numerous times in the past. I've loved Victoria's citrus scent. I just didn't think it would mix well with pine, but I was wrong. It's wonderful. I said when I melted these cold that it reminded me of when I was a kid and my mom would make homemade fragrances on the stove with oranges and cinnamon sticks and that type of thing. She'd throw them in some water and boil them on top of the stove. If you can imagine that while you're decorating your Christmas tree, that is exactly what this smells like. And so this one is definitely going onto my favorites list. It may already be there. I don't know. I know I've added some of these already to my favorites list. But that is wonderful. Mrs. Claus's Kitchen is a combination of top notes of pumpkin, pecans, and maple, middle notes of mulberry, cranberry, and spiced yams. Now, when I first got it, I immediately smelled pumpkin pecan waffles and just a hint of cranberry. I didn't really smell a lot of the spiced yams. And I still don't And I didn't smell a lot of the mulberry when I first got it. Now I smell more of the mulberry, and the mulberry is pretty much equal to the cranberry. And this is another. When it went in the warmer, I think anybody who loves fruity bakery scents is really, really going to enjoy this, especially if you're someone who likes Victoria's pumpkin pecan waffle scent. This is just pumpkin pecan waffles kicked up a notch with the addition of the with the cranberries and the mulberry in here. Yeah, this is really, really good. I do smell the cranberry more than the mulberry. So it kind of smells like, and I said this too when I did the cold review, that it kind of smells like, you know, if you were making waffles and you had dried cranberries in them, that's kind of what you get out of there, but then that mulberry just adds something extra. So definitely give that one a try. Give them all a try. I mean, there is not one in here that I did not like. Drunk Elves, this is another that bakery lovers are going to love, and I really enjoyed this one. Ashton was anxious to smell this one melting. This is a combination of sweet eggnog, cinnamon, cream, and buttered rum. And it is delicious. It smells a lot when I first opened it like butter rum crunch. But once it went in the warmer, I got more of the spices starting to come out of this. And what it smelled like was an eggnog spice cake. I don't know how many of you have ever had that. I've only had it a couple of times in my life, but that's exactly what it smelled like someone was baking an eggnog spice cake. So that one is also delicious. Cowboy Christmas, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this one either. This is a combination of leather, sugared spruce, hang on, let me look. Oh no, I'm sorry. A hint of rich leather top notes followed by a hint of cedar and a citrus orange spice. I knew immediately before I opened this last week, I kind of had an idea of what it was going to smell like, but I didn't know if I was going to like it or not because of the orange spice in combination with the leather. I really didn't think it was going to work, but it does. This is wonderful. Ashton wasn't sure how she felt about it. She kind of liked it. She kind of didn't like it. This isn't one of my favorites out of the box, but it is definitely another that I would order again. I said last week that it smells like if you were, you know, walked past a Christmas tree standing in the corner of a leather shop, and I still think that's what it smells like. You know, if it was, let's say you were in a tack shop rather than someplace that sold new leather jackets, and they had a Christmas tree that was decorated with dried orange slices and cinnamon, you know, standing in the corner next to brand new leather. This does not smell like old leather. And when I say old leather, I mean, you know, I've got my horses, so I've got my saddle and my bridle and everything that I've had for the past 10 years, and old leather smells very different than new leather. This smells like new leather and Christmas trees. And my favorite of the bunch, which came as a major surprise to me, is Silent Night. This is my childhood Christmas in a cup. I have said numerous times that I am not a fan of peppermint, so I did not expect to like this at all. I was so sadly mistaken. This is a combination of sweet peppermint, vanilla, buttery caramel with a hint of pine. The caramel in here sweetens that peppermint up so much and makes it so creamy and so yummy. And then that hint of pine, well, it's not a hint. I mean, you can smell the pine, the peppermint, and the caramel all equally. So basically, what I get out of this is like, and again, here I go with the decorating the Christmas tree kind of analogy. If you were decorating a fresh cut Christmas tree with candy canes while you had an oven full of sugar cookies baking or cut out cookies baking, That's what this smells like. This is the most awesome Christmas scent I have ever smelled. This is something I will melt year round. As soon as I'm able to order again, I will be ordering a larger quantity of this in some form or another. It'll be a little while before I can order again, but when I do, this one will be at the top of the list. So, those are my thoughts. I know I repeated myself a bit, both in the cold review and then what I've just said in the warm review, but they are all incredible. So, as always, thanks for watching, and thank you again, Victoria, for including me.